Hello and welcome to Todd Talk, where insight meets inspiration. I'm your host, Todd Hiller. I'm an author, speaker, and longtime community leader, here to guide you on a journey towards fulfillment and balance. In every episode, we'll explore ways to fill life's emptiness, helping you uncover practical tools to create harmony, purpose, and happiness. Whether it's thriving in your career, nurturing personal growth, or simply finding joy in the everyday, Todd Talk is your space for real conversations and actionable advice. So let's thrive together, personally, professionally, and beyond. This is Todd Talk, and I'm thrilled to have you here. I was on a shopping trip with my daughter the other day, and she said something on the ride home that got me thinking. And so also as a side note, while we record this episode, I am currently sitting in the swing at the farm that faces the hayfield, and I'm staring out over beautiful green grass, a blue sky with big white puffy clouds. So if you hear some birds in the background or you happen to hear a wind chime that's hanging right next to me, that's the only reason. And if you know me at all, you know this swing is one of my very favorite places to be. And if you know me, you'll know the reason why. So here we go with the episode. My daughter told me the other day on the way home from Target, she's like, "You're a great shopping buddy." And I said, "Well, what makes me a great shopping buddy?" And she said, "Well, you don't rush me and you just let me browse and wander and shop, and you never tell me, hey, hurry up, we have to go," or, "Oh, you don't need to buy that, put it down," or "Hurry up and get to the part of the store you need to be in." And you just walk with me and hang out. She goes, "And I like that a lot. You know, it's really fun that way." So I thanked her, and I got thinking about it, and I really was not cognizant of the fact that I did that. I've never thought like, okay, be patient, don't rush her, let her take her time. And because I think as parents, we do that a lot. We remind ourselves of lots of different things we try to do with our kids, and sometimes it's constant reminders, let them be their own people, let them make their own decisions, let them, make their own food, let them be independent, but guide them as you do, and all this kind of stuff. But this was not one of those cases. This wasn't an instance where I thought, oh, I really need to make sure that I'm letting her be slow and take her time and not rushing her. I was just happy to hang out with her. I mean, stores are climate controlled, right? They're air conditioned in the summer when it's hot. They're heated in the winter when it's cold. If it's raining outside or snowing, you're out of the weather. So really, what better thing to do than just wander around the store? And I mean, I tried my best to not go shopping, when it's super busy and we have 40 other things to do. But other than the days when we have 40 things to do, when shopping doesn't really fit the schedule, if it's a time we have to just go shop, like I'll just hang out with her. And it really kind of got me thinking about the entire pace of us as people and the entire pace that we have kind of adopted. And we've gotten into this mentality where like everything has to hurry. Everything has to be so fast. The average watch time on a social media video is 6 or 7 seconds. If you're lucky, sometimes it's only 2 or 3 and people just scroll. And I don't think it's just social media. It's driving. Everybody's in a hurry. It's getting to the store. It's getting home. It's getting to practice, the runaround, getting to work, from work. And we feel, for whatever reason, that we don't have a chance to take it slow and relax. Now, apparently, I've heard that in Hawaii, there is a much slower pace of life. And someday, I'm going to come there, and I would like someone from there to show me around and really let me enjoy that slower, mellow pace. You can take me to do whatever you want. I will happily do anything you tell me to, as long as we can kind of enjoy that slow culture, because it must be really, really beautiful. But so in regard to the shopping trip, we just wandered around. And the more I thought about it, I thought, gosh, someday I'm really going to probably wish I could shop with my daughter when she has a family of her own, or maybe she doesn't live close to me, or, she's busy and working or getting her own kids to practice or busy with her own family. I'll probably really miss the chances we got to go to Target and wander around and just talk and do nothing other than browse the store. And it's also being in a store with your kid, is a really great chance for unforced natural conversation, because it doesn't need to be about anything in particular. When they get home from school, I feel like it's the how was school? What do you have for homework? How was your day? Let's go to sports, on and on we go. We got to grab some dinner. And it's the conversation kind of pushes its way from topic to topic. When you wander around a store with your kids, the conversation gets to just kind of float back and forth to whatever it is, and there's no pressure to talk about anything specific. We got to Target, we grabbed the Starbucks, because what's a trip to Target without a Starbucks? I had a coffee, she grabbed one of the new refresher drinks, and we put them in our cart, and we wandered around. And my daughter loves to shop. She wants to look at all kinds of stuff, at clothes, at makeup, at hair products, at silly things, at new cups, because the 27 she has in the cabinet aren't enough, at new Stanleys or new Awalas or stickers. She's an 11-year-old little girl who loves to shop, and she wants to go all over the store. But that is the best thing and the best way to spend some time at a store. And I think we as people, if you can, find some ways to get back to that. If you are a parent, find some ways to do that with your kids specifically, because we only get so long with them. There's going to come a point in time, like I said, where either they don't have time for us, or quite frankly, they're not interested enough in us enough to want to hang out with us and spend time with us. So cherish it now while you can get it. And the bigger picture here, even if you're not a parent, the things that happened on that Target run with my daughter, that kind of slow, casual pace of just wandering around, letting the conversation flow from one thing to the other, you should really find some time, or I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I would really like to encourage you to find some time to do that in your day-to-day life, because it felt so refreshing. Like after the trip, the ride home was fun. We laughed. Oh gosh, we laughed so much. My daughter gets laughing and like it makes me laugh. And it's just, we talked and laughed about all kinds of stuff. And it made the ride home go by quicker. It made the ride home fun. And it was a fantastic afternoon. Like I cannot say enough how much fun it was to have like no schedule and just wander around and talk to her. But when it comes to our jobs, our careers, our sports schedules, whether it's for our kids or even if you're not a parent, maybe you play your own sport or you volunteer or you have meetings or you have to go to the school board meeting or you have to go to an orientation event or get your kids to practice, and the list goes on and on. The grocery, the laundry, you guys know the rat race I'm talking about. We've talked about it here before. But in the grand scheme of your life, find some ways to slow down and not push through every single thing just with the goal of making sure you get it over with. And if you're a parent, one of the bigger lessons that I kind of drew out of this was I wasn't there for the shopping trip at Target. I was there for my daughter, both in the literal sense because she can't drive herself. I had to drive her because she's only 11, but also in the sense that I was there for her. I was there for her to talk to ask, oh my God, do you like this sweater? Oh my God, Dad, look how cute. Oh my God, this slays. This is great. This is fantastic. You know, like all these things. Oh my God, these snacks sound so good. Look at this. Oh my God, have you ever had these? These sound epic. These sound gross. And all the stuff, I was just there for her. And I was there for her as much as she was there for me, because her being there, if I wandered around Target by myself, I wouldn't have had anywhere near as much fun. I would have wandered in, gotten what I needed, and left. I wouldn't have browsed the store. I would have gone exactly to the aisle I needed, picked up the thing off the shelf, walked to the register, and checked out. But she introduced the opportunity for me to slow down and be mellow and just browse. And I should have thanked her for that as much as she thanked me for being a good shopping buddy. And I think so much of our lives, you know, there are extraordinary things that happen and things that bring about big change. But I think some of the most beautiful change and some of the most beautiful moments in our lives are captured in the small things, in the little things, in folding laundry and talking and going to Target, in wandering around and doing nothing and taking a walk and sitting in this swing I'm sitting in with your favorite person, staring out at the blue sky, watching the birds fly around and just talking about everything and nothing. And everything in between. And so it's those little moments that I want you to remember and I want you to take note of as they happen, because they won't last forever with our kids, because kids will grow up and we will get older, but they also won't come again in our own lives. Even if you're a parent or even if you're not a parent, whether you have children in your life or not, these little moments that happen throughout our days where we get the chance to slow down and just enjoy life, they won't come again, not in that exact same way. You can try to recreate a moment. You can try to say, I want to go back and do this the exact same way. I want to plan the same party, have it at the same time of year, invite the same people. It will never be the same as the first one you threw when it was just on a whim and you had this great time and everything just clicked and worked and came together the way it was supposed to. So enjoy those little things and cling to them and really let them shape you and let them change you and let them give you a break from the everyday runaround. And I would encourage you, as you're listening to this, ask yourself some questions. Ask yourself, what would you miss if it stopped tomorrow? Ask yourself, what do you rush through all the time? What do you never take the time to enjoy? What do you get through just to get through? What things don't you actually take the time to enjoy and notice that they're actually happening? And I think not everything in life needs to be optimized. I think a lot of things just need to be savored. Just go with the moment and just savor every little bit of it and every second and every moment of it, because you don't have to do everything right. You don't have to say, oh, we have to get all these details right and we'll get this planned and this and it'll be great and then it'll be fantastic. Not if then. It won't be fantastic when you get all the things perfect. It'll be fantastic if you just let it happen and let it be and savor it as it comes in the way it shows up for you. And I've been thinking a lot lately about a situation in my life that really, really changed me a whole lot, and that is the death of my grandfather. And sometimes, everything in life has an expiration date, and sometimes there is no second chance before the expiration date shows up. So I want you to really savor the little things as they go by. And I know sometimes they'll seem like a pain. I know sometimes you'll think, oh my God, it's just one more thing to do. But how beautiful is it to say that I had nothing else come of that day at Target except a really beautiful strengthening of the relationship with the little girl that I love so, so much in my life, my daughter. That's not nothing, that's not something to scoff at. It wasn't just another trip to Target. It was another stone in the foundation that I have built with my kids, with her specifically, to let them know that I am their person, that I would do anything for them, and also to hope that if I build a strong enough foundation and I do this the right way, that hopefully as they get older, they'll always want to come back home and hang out with me, and they won't want to just disappear and say, he was never present, he was never worried about spending time with me, so why would I want to spend time with him? The goal is to get him to come back, right? The goal is to get them to come back and see us, to spend time with us, to want to come home for Christmas, for holidays, for Thanksgiving, for whatever holiday you celebrate. You want them to come back. And the way you do that is by savoring those little moments with them. And if you're not a parent, this also pertains to just people in general who aren't parents, because that's how you get your friendships and your relationships to last. That's how you build lasting memories with the people in your life and with your family that you celebrate holidays with, people you want to come back and visit, the people you say, hey, it's been forever, we should go out to lunch, but never actually get to go out to lunch. Take the time to just go. Don't overplan it. Say, let's pick this day works, this time works, let's just go and grab a burger. And let it be wonderful, and let it just be exactly what it was meant to be. Don't try to force it. Just enjoy it as it shows up for you and as it comes. And on the whole, too, another thing that really shows up for me a lot, you guys, when I think about time with my kids and time with my friends and folks groups that I go to speak to and folks that I coach, whoever it is, giving someone time is one thing, but giving them your attention is a whole nother thing. My daughter didn't just want the time in Target. Yes, she said that I didn't rush her and didn't make her feel pressured, but she didn't just want the time. She wanted my attention, to tell her that top was super cute, or that those pants were a wacky pattern, or that those shoes looked like they were too big on her feet, and did they really fit? That snack sounded delicious, that snack sounded absolutely disgusting, and all those things in between. So don't just give the people in your life time. Give them your time and your attention. Give them your brain. Give them your focus. Set your phone down. Lean in when you talk. If you're calling or messaging, take the time to call and message. Wipe your schedule clear for the next few minutes. Don't say, I just have time for a quick call. If you're going to call one of your friends, let it take an hour if that's how long the conversation is meant to take. Because that's where the really beautiful things get pulled out of our lives. When we let things come at their own pace, and when we give them space to evolve and grow and open and become what they were always meant to become, that's where the really awesome stuff happens. Like I said before, you don't have to overplan it or over-optimize it. Just let it show up and let the thing that's going to be. And let you and whoever else are involved enjoy every bit of it. And in this instance, presence is often the greatest present. Being present for someone and letting them know you are there for them is a giant gift to people. Be someone's safe place. Be someone's best friend. Be someone's shoulder to cry on, someone's ear to bend when something goes wrong. Be the person somebody calls when they need to vent and tell you, girl, you won't believe what happened today. Be that person for someone, and then someone, I think, will be that person for you, and those are the kinds of reciprocal relationships that we can really enjoy as we walk through this otherwise really busy and chaotic life. So as I wind down, folks, I'm gonna leave you with this. I want you to slow down. I want you to wander the aisles. I want you to stay a little later and listen a little longer. Because the ordinary moments you are living right now may become the extraordinary moments that you learn to treasure forever. Thank you so much wherever you are listening from, whatever time of day or night it is. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you listening and following along with me. I cannot tell you how much it means to me that you all come here and show up for this message and give me feedback about it. I truly, truly appreciate it. Wherever you are in the world, have a fantastic rest of your day or night. I appreciate you so, so much. Thanks for tuning in to Todd Talk. If you've liked what you've heard, please go ahead and subscribe and follow along so you don't miss any updates or new episodes. Thanks very much and enjoy the rest of your day.